All right, everyone, it's Friday. You know that means it's time to deploy. I'm joined as always with Jim. Jim, how was your week?
Yeah, good, good. Joined by Jim and Bron as usual. Just took Bron for a walk.
Hey,
Yeah,
nice.
good. Yeah, good
Looks about
week. Shaping up some roadmaps for stuff. It's good fun. Yeah,
Yeah, we have a process here at Octopus Deploy called sharpening, where we spend some time focusing on things that sharpening the sword, sort of focusing on things that we'd like to do. It also is a time when we do planning. I would assume you're. What did you do for sharpening? Anything you can reveal?
yeah, for sure. We did mob programming for sharpening. We did sharpening as a whole team. So I took four of us, I think,
Yep,
and just practice what it would be like to mob on something for like 2 weeks straight.
I love
Um,
it.
yeah, it was awesome. It's awesome. Biggest takeaway I
Incidentally,
reckon
the
is you gotta make it work for the people doing it. There's all these rules and different things to do, but we,
yeah.
we spent 2 weeks basically working out how we wanted to do it.
That's how the Octopus Deploy extension for VS Code came about. We did it
Yeah,
during a sharpening cycle. We banged it out in about 10 days. So there
yeah,
you go.
yeah.
Sometimes good things can happen. So, anyways, if this is the first time you've stumbled across this show, this is the show that Jim and I do weekly, where we talk about the latest news and trends relative to Octopus Deploy and CodeFresh, and talk a little bit about what we think, and see what's what. So, anyways, let's get right into it. Dan Garfield, who's the VP of Open Source at Octopus Deploy, he recently was featured on 800 Ops, 0800 Ops, DevOps, excuse me, on GitOps, and so he was interviewed for this. And this is a show that we've been on before. This is from our partners over at Croz, which are they're in Europe, and they're partners of ours. And so they decided to chat with Dan about GitOps. We do a little bit of GitOps on our side, to a certain extent. I think the team's more likely they'll just trigger things through specific issue resolutions. Is that how you get deployments triggered? Is through GitHub Actions and through closing of issues and the like?
No, our stuff's all it's PR based, I suppose. So
Yeah.
you merge a PR and a deploy goes out. So less the issue tracker and more the code change side of things.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah. So it's not strictly GitOps. It's using Git for a lot of things, but it will trigger an operation. GitOps is a little bit different. So if you want to hear what Dan thinks about it, you can check out his interview there. And there was this post also by Costas, who's a member of our team, talking about the new RC for Argo CD 211. So Costas, Dan, and others have been contributing to this. And so this is now available as a release candidate, which includes, as it says, 32 new features, 40 bug fixes, and 49 documentation updates. So nice little plushie there to give an homage to Argo, which is awesome. So some of the features here, you can now see who initiated the sync in the history UI. So this has, Argo CD has this ability to display the history of sync operations. So now you can see who was initiated. Uh, Improved monorepo support with generate path annotation. So this is, as they say, arguably the most important feature of this release, and a lot of organizations will be interested to see how it improves both the speed and user experience. So a monorepo is basically where you have everything in one repo. You don't separate a application and spill it across repos. You have basically everything lives under one repository, and so monorepo support with the generate paths notation basically allows you to, it's a pattern that which was the case, a single Git repository holds all the Argo CD applications for all clusters. While this pattern makes things easy for maintenance and central administration, all presents a lot of challenges for large Argo CD installations. That is true. You spill out a lot of YAML files. You get into the YAML everywhere sort of thing. So there is a challenge there. Argo CD already has several mechanisms in place to avoid performance issues with these patterns. We talk about it here. And so this is a new feature that's available there. You can talk a little bit about that. Open source application goodness, creating Argo CD applications for multiple sources, one of the most requested features for a long time. So you can read about that there. And then allow clustered sharding by app information, all kinds of other notable features in here. So Costas has written about that, which is cool. We've been posting some videos recently. So we've posted 2 videos to our channel, which is at /Octopus Deploy. The first one is featuring Alistair and Kit talking about the new Kubernetes agent that we have available for Octopus. So this was pretty popular, actually. We had a lot of folks attend this webinar. This was earlier in the week, and they talked a little bit about how this works and what it is and why you may want to be interested in checking it out. So they go through all the various features of our Kubernetes agent, including a demo, which Alistair showed off the basic working bits. We answered a ton of questions throughout the entire demo. This is an example of setting up the new Kubernetes agent here. So you can set it up with a name and then you configure it, etc. And so then there's the installation of the agent itself via Helm, and this is deploying it to your cluster and then making it available to sync back to your Octopus instance. And so, yeah, Alistair went through all the kind of steps to do that. I hosted the 101 earlier this morning. This is just basically showing off Octopus, kicking the tires, telling folks about what's new, etc. in Octopus, and giving people a sense of, what the taxonomy is around Octopus. So, yeah. Almost look identical. And that would be the case because I just did that a few hours ago. So there you go.
Busy.
Yeah. We had this tweet that came up recently, which was kind of cool. So Mateus, he's a developer advocate at JetBrains, said that the open source world needs more companies like us. Not only are they sponsoring my project, they're also driving new and highly complex ideas. So for those who don't know, Mateus is the original creator of Nuke. Nuke Build is a tool that we use. Nuke is a very popular CI tool for doing builds, etc. Allows you to do builds as code. So rather than describing your build as some kind of different format, you use it and you specify it in C#. And so we use Nuke a lot. Have you been raking through the Nuke builds at all, or is that just kind of you don't care to touch it?
To be honest, no.
Yeah,
I need to.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we of course had to give them a little bit of a heart love. So that was our reply that we did for that. So that was cool. Another tweet that hit the internets was this one from SSW. So SSW is running its .NET user group on April 17th. Shout out to Rob Pearson, who's a member of our team, and Matt Hicks, who's a Octopus Insider. They're going to be doing some talks about .NET Aspire, which if you haven't heard is an opinionated way of building cloud native services via .NET. There's a framework, etc. So they're doing a presentation on that along with .NET 8, and Rob will be there talking about Octopus Deploy and how you can use .NET Aspire and .NET 8, etc., to integrate with all that. So this is a session that they're talking about cloud native aspirations with .NET Aspire. So Rob and Matt will be a part of that, and I'm sure SSW is pretty good about posting that stuff online, so I'm sure you'll see it online in a second. Another thing worth noting is the CNCF has recently said that, hey, there's this thing called KubeCon that's coming to North America. It's specifically Salt Lake City, Utah. That's going to be in November 12th and 15th. We are going to be at KubeCon North America, so we haven't really published this yet, but we will be here. We'll be front and center. We are a sponsor. We're a platinum sponsor of KubeCon. We'll have a big booth, and we'll have lots of folks there. And so, hope to see you in Salt Lake City. Please, if you're in the U.S. And you want to if you go to one conference this year, make it KubeCon. It is a really great event, and KubeCon Europe was awesome, and we're anticipating KubeCon Salt Lake City to be just as awesome. So there you go. Lots and lots of stuff happening. So lots of resources, short but sweet. There you go. Anything to wrap things up there, Jim?
No, nothing comes to mind. It was amazing stuff.
Yeah. Well, if you happen to stumble upon this video, as I said at the beginning, go ahead and give us a like and subscribe if you want. Otherwise, we'll see you online. Happy deployments, everyone, and take care. We'll see you.